Today is Saturday, October 9th, and we're welcoming Olympic gymnast Jordan Chiles to the Newsworthy. She stepped up in a big way at the Olympic Games this summer in Tokyo when her friend and teammate Simone Biles suddenly withdrew from the team final. Jordan Chiles is now sharing what it was like when she first heard she had to fill in, and we chat about mental health overall, including the time Jordan herself almost quit gymnastics completely. Plus, hear what she's up to now and whether you'll see her at the Olympics in 2024. Welcome to the Newsworthy Special Edition Saturday, when we sit down with a different expert or celebrity every Saturday to talk about something in the news. Don't forget to tune in every Monday through Friday for our regular episodes, where we provide all the day's news in 10 minutes. I'm Erica Mandy. It's now time for today's Special Edition Saturday. Jordan, thank you so much for coming on the Newsworthy. We're so happy to have you here.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
So first, let's start by talking about the Olympics. I know it was your first Olympics, and you did not expect to have to compete on beam or bars in the team final. But ultimately, you stepped in when Simone Biles pulled out. So what was going through your mind when you first heard that was going to have to happen?
There were so many things that were going through my mind. I honestly didn't really believe my coach at first when she was telling me, but I was just like, okay, yeah, I'm just going to put my grips on real quick. No worries. Okay. But then when Simone came and told the whole group, I was like, okay, Jordan, you actually have to put yourself in some humongous shoes, but it's going to be okay because you've been in situations that have been worse than this. So we're just going to go out there and have fun with everything that I know I've been doing for a very long time. And this is the moment to show this is why I'm here.
How long did you have between that moment of finding out and actually stepping out to do that job?
Oh, I don't even know. It went so fast. That day was such a blur. I would probably say 5 to 10 minutes is when we actually from point A to point B.
Yeah. How did you feel when it was all said and done and you went home with that silver medal?
I was so excited. When I was younger, I actually told my parents, look, I just want to be an Olympian. Never thought I would actually come home with a medal. I just wanted to experience the Olympics itself because it made me feel like I accomplished something in my sport. Now knowing that I came back with a medal, that's just a reward on top of a reward. So it was really amazing.
And congratulations again on that medal.
Thank you.
Simone's decision to drop out of the team final triggered a national conversation about athletes and mental health, as well as, mental health in general. What's your take on that issue and your reaction to all of the feedback?
There's a lot of things that people don't know about what actually happens behind the scenes. And that's the part that always gets me is people will tweet and comment and say this and say that. And it's hard to really comprehend what I should say back to it. At that point, I didn't say anything because I know who she is and I know what she's capable of doing. I know she's not a quitter and she's a fighter. I know she did the right thing knowing that it was for her health. We don't want anybody to get injured out there. Doing what she did, was it sad? Yes, of course it was sad, but knowing that deep down, we understood and we supported her decision.
How have you been doing and how has Simone been doing since the Olympics? And what have your conversations been like since that time?
We're both doing amazing. I mean, right now, obviously we're on this tour, which is an amazing and huge accomplishment for Simone herself because she's been wanting to do this for a very long time.
As Olympic athletes, how do you try to draw the line between being tough and determined and doing what it takes to be one of the best in the world, which is obviously not easy, versus being, unhealthy, taking it too far, and maybe even deciding that quitting is the best option?
Maybe at that moment in time, take a moment, relax, figure out what you want to do in your life because risking your life for a sport is not ideal at all. If you really think that this sport or whatever you're doing isn't for you, take a moment, talk to somebody, do a whole realization of what you want to do, and then continue on with that.
You've said before that you've thought about quitting elite gymnastics back in 2018. Why was that? And what ultimately changed your mind?
I went through a coach situation. I was verbally abused. It was in 2017, I had to figure out how to handle this coach and try to figure out how I could switch coaches because it wasn't healthy at all whatsoever. I felt like I was in this box that I could not see light coming through. It was just really, really devastating and it was hard on me. So what made me change my mind is I knew I still had something in me, 100%. I knew I had something in me, but I just didn't know how I was going to do it. I talked to Simone back in 2018 World Trials and she had told me it's you, like, just go out there. I mean, if this is what you want, then you're going to put your mind to it, basically. And so I was like, okay. And so then that's what I did. And I came back and I told my mom, and I was like, this is what I'm doing, but I have to figure out where I'm going to go.
So you moved and went to, was that Simone's gym?
Yes, WCC.
So that's just an example of kind of separating the external cause of distress versus kind of what you really wanted to do.
Yes, exactly. It's like with support. For us, you don't want to go into a sport because your parents are making you. It should be the opposite. You should want to be doing the sport and enjoying it. And your parents are supporting you and saying, yes, like, if this is what you want to do, 100%. If not, I understand it. We can try something else. So that's how it should be. That's how it was with my parents.
Still ahead, Jordan Childs' next stop is college gymnastics. She weighs in on the recent rule change that allows student athletes to earn money and reveals how that policy could have dramatically shifted her entire gymnastics career. Plus, will she compete at the next Olympics? She's sharing her future plans. But first, let's take a quick break to thank our sponsors. Today's episode is brought to you by Crowd Health. Too many Americans, especially those who don't have health insurance through an employer, like freelancers, for example, find themselves on the hook for thousands of dollars of deductibles, copays, and sky-high premiums. Or they're forced to simply go uninsured. Well, Crowd Health wants to change the way the system works. Crowd Health is not health insurance. It's a community of people looking for a better way to pay medical expenses. For some, being in the Crowd Health community can save hundreds of dollars monthly. Membership is a monthly subscription that you can start or stop whenever it's convenient for you. And from there, Crowd Health works hard to have simple and transparent pricing that can be customized to fit your needs. Crowd Health is able to offer the prices they do because of its community of health-conscious members. And they have a great offer just for our listeners. You can get your first 6 months for just $99 per month. That's a savings of almost 50% versus their standard pricing. Just go to joincrowdhealth.com/99 and enter the code newsworthy at sign-up. That's joincrowdhealth.com/99 with the promo code newsworthy. Crowd Health is not health insurance. It's a community-powered alternative. Term and conditions may apply. This episode is also brought to you by Ritual. When it comes to something that I put in my body every single day, I want to know that I can trust the ingredients and that it's doing what it's supposed to do. That's why I appreciate that Ritual has invested in gold standard, university-led research for its vitamins. For example, Ritual's Essential for Women 18 Plus multivitamin was shown to increase vitamin D levels and omega-3 DHA levels in 12 weeks, helping to fill common nutrient gaps in the diets of women ages 18 and up. It's formulated with nutrients to help support brain health, bone health, blood health, and provide antioxidant support. Ritual has also committed to third-party testing from places like the Non-GMO Project. So all of that makes me feel great about taking Ritual vitamins as part of my daily routine. On top of that, Ritual's vitamins are fresh tasting and they never upset my stomach. They're also convenient. I only need to take 2 pills once a day. And when I'm ready for more, my vitamins show up at my doorstep, so I never run out. And right now, Ritual is offering the Newsworthy listeners 10% off your first 3 months. Just visit ritual.com/newsworthy and turn healthy habits into a ritual. That's 10% off at ritual.com/newsworthy. Okay, now back to my conversation with Jordan Childs. Do you feel that you've grown in how you talk to yourself, in the pressure you put on yourself, or anything related to mental health over those years since even 2018?
Yes, 100%. I would say that I grew over the time being, because mental health was something that, like, it never existed when I was younger. So when I look back on myself and I'm like, oh my goodness, what did I go through? I wish I spoke up then and I was able to be heard in those type of ways. So now I was able to speak up. I was able just to be able to talk to somebody. The sports psychologist I had, I don't even know, like, I didn't know her, and I told her my whole life story, and I was just like, oh wow, like, that's crazy. It's because I never thought that all that stuff was jumbled up inside me that just needed to come out.
Yes, talking about it, what you have been doing is giving people the opportunity to say, oh, maybe I need this too. Maybe I do need to talk to someone. And speaking of that, the Gold Over America Tour, which you and Simone are on right now, congratulations on that, is still going on. And I know there's a segment in there that's specifically about mental health. So tell us about that and why it was important to include.
You're overwhelmed in a lot of situations, and that's something that we shouldn't have to worry about, is being overwhelmed. Anxiety, stress, pain, aches, people saying mean things, negative energy, and all that is being thrown at you. And you just want to be able just to let go and just to enjoy. Okay, I understand this is all on me, but I should have a great support system. I should have the ability to speak up and speak out and just have the empowerment of who I want to be and not be distracted by others and what they're doing. And so that's like a huge piece. I've cried like a few times on that one. When you see that segment, you're going to understand. You're going to understand what we go through. You're going to understand how much like anxiety we have on us because of what others have said or others do or others tweet or whatever.
What else do you want people to know about the tour?
I want you guys to know that in this tour, it's all about women empowerment. We're strong. We're together. We don't have to worry about anything, I mean, yes, sometimes we do get overwhelmed, but, it's okay. We can love ourselves. We can help each other in different ways. So I just want everybody to understand that. I hope they grab a little piece of gold throughout this whole show that they are able to take home with them.
I know you'll be headed to UCLA this January. What are you expecting or hoping for in your college experience?
I just want the college experience in general. College experience is something that I've always loved and I heard is amazing. And so I just want to be able to do that and just be able to figure things out on my own. Another thing is obviously trying to bring UCLA some NCAA titles, which I think would be a really, really cool thing, knowing that their gymnastics and their score are really up there and out there. So I'm really excited for that.
I want to ask because there was a recent change and now college athletes are allowed to earn money from their images. You'll be someone who can benefit from that recent change. What's your take on it? Do you already have plans for sponsorships?
Yes, I do. I don't know quite yet where I'm going to start. I'm just taking it day by day, taking it slow. It's kind of funny because a lot of people were asking me like, oh, like if this wasn't a thing, what would you have done? And me personally, I would have gone straight to college. Like I wouldn't have gone pro or anything like that. This whole NIL thing, I think it's cool. I think it gives the opportunity for a lot of college athletes to understand, okay, like this is something that's big. And so I think it's really cool that we're able to put ourselves out there.
So you're saying if you would have been able to make money originally while in college, you would have just gone straight to college instead of taking time to go pro?
Yes, because at the end of the day, there's multiple different ways that you can pursue what you want to do.
What does your future hold? And do you want to compete in the 2024 Olympics?
My future. Worlds is definitely up there. 2022 Worlds is definitely up there. Mentally, I know I could do it. Physically, on the other hand, knowing that I have school and college and all that, I have to figure out if that's physically going to be able to happen. 2024 is the same way. It's high up in the air. I'm not going to give you like a definite yes or no answer. So we're going to see how everything plans out. I'm just taking it day by day, month by month, and just to see what's thrown at me.
Well, we're cheering you on no matter what. And I just want to ask if you have one final message or one final takeaway for our audience as we wrap up here.
Remember, always believe in the power of your dreams because your dreams can become amazing.
If you would like to see Jordan Chiles, Simone Biles, and other Olympic gymnasts perform in person, you can check out the Gold Over America tour. We have a link in our show notes with information about upcoming tour dates. Well, that's it for today. Be sure to tune in during the week for our daily news roundups, where we bring you the day's news in about 10 minutes. This week, we are off on Monday during the federal holiday, but we'll be back on Tuesday. Until then, have a great weekend.